Batteries are pretty cool. My watch, calculator, camera, gate, phone, mouse, garage, and bike all have them, and in turn I rely heavily on them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Creo, I clicked on an art video. Why the f are you talking about batteries? There is a point. I've been trying to understand the art of putting a message into an artwork, and can I just say it's a lot harder than I previously thought. I mean, you can't just say, oh no, I feel sad, so let me draw a bleeding heart, or draw a turtle eating straws for pollution awareness. That is the absolute shallowest, low-effort idea ever. But, like most things, it's always easier to point out what's wrong than to find out what's right. At the end of the day, everyone's a critic, but very few people are actually helpful. So, best to find your own solutions. Now, back to batteries. I love the natural world, and I believe we should try our best to respect and preserve it. Now, environmental management is a bit of a shit show. Misinformation, corruption, ignorance, the system itself is broken. However, the last thing I want to do is get into a debate on environmental damage. But I brought this up because during trying times, ideas and technologies flourish. Our generation has experienced such a wide range of possible ways to create and store electricity. Now, my favorite one is a gravity battery. So, how do I put this interest of unusual technologies into an artwork to convey a message? I think I'll start with the understanding the subject. The basics of a gravity battery is when you've got a surplus of energy, you lift a huge weight as high as possible. Now you've got stored gravitational potential energy. When you want to use that energy, you just lower the weight right back down. Because the gravity battery is such a simplistic idea, it can be scaled and customized into many different forms, but some of the more unusual ideas caught my attention. These batteries can be built upon abandoned mine shafts, allowing you to drop the weight for hundreds of meters. I just really like the concept. It's simple, clean, innovative, and it's reusing old, forgotten infrastructure. But anyway, let me stop there, or else it's going to become a science channel instead of an art channel. This was my first attempt at an abstract piece. I'm normally not too fond of abstract art, which kind of explains why I kept it really close to reality. I wanted to play on the idea of food for thought, making sure the gravity battery was at the center of the piece. However, I think the artwork itself is nice, but the message of alternative energy storage is lost, or at the very least extremely hidden. I added some lazy elements such as a red lotus for life or a crow skull to represent deaths. Superbly original ideas, I know. The message, it's not clear, but that's something that can only be changed at the planning stage, which is a good note for the next piece, but it won't fix this one. The part of the piece I disliked the most was by far the cables. No matter how I painted them, they looked hideous. It was either too busy or too plain, truly the worst feeling when rendering a piece. My favorite part of the piece is definitely the soul water in the bowl. It was a bit of a gamble when painting it and I wasn't feeling confident with it, but I really liked the end result. It's very photorealistic considering I just used the smudge brush. This whole piece was a nice experiment of diving into the waters of telling a story through art. It's always a pleasant feeling when you've finished a project and it leaves you with tons of ideas of how to do the next one better, where you need to improve, places to spend more time, where to save some. I'm hoping to have a much clearer image or message for the next one. The one piece of advice I can give you is when rendering busy pieces, don't be afraid to use the blur tool. Oftentimes we spend so much effort detailing every little item, it feels like a crime to blur it all away. But trust the process, without blur or depth of field, the piece is going to look flat or busy, and that's not what you want. I'd love to know of any artists that tell stories through their work. It's an area that I'm definitely looking at improving. So far, I've just been watching a bit more stop motion videos, as I find they are some of the best examples of show, don't tell. They often prioritize the visual side of the storytelling, and in many of them, the art director is the first name in the credits, which I thought was a pretty cool detail. Yeah, that's about it. Another short video, and see you in the next one.